Hi guys, today we're going to review how to find area and perimeter in a shape or figure. Okay, ready? Okay, so let's remember what area is. Area is the number of square units inside the figure. Okay, so as we can see here, there's four different rectangles, and all we need to do is count the square units inside of the rectangles. So let's look at the first one here, the yellow one. And let's count the square units inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? And that is all you need to do. Count the square units inside. The area of this rectangle is 9. Okay? But there is another way that you can find the area. It's very easy. Check and see. You just need to look at the square units on the side on top, which is the length, and look at the square units on the side here, which is the width. And all you need to do is multiply the length times the width. Okay. And again, you're going to be multiplying 3 times 3, which would equal 9. And as you can see, multiplying gives you the same result as counting the square units inside of the rectangle. All right. So there's two methods of how you can find the area of a rectangle. Okay. Let's look at another example. This rectangle that you see here on top, the green one. I can see that the width, or the side that you can see, the long side, is 4 unit squares. And then the length on top is only 2 unit square, or square units. Okay, so all you need to do is multiply 2 times 4, or 4 times 2. Remember that the order of the factors does not change the product, and that is one of the properties of multiplication that you learned in class. Okay, remember? All right, so 4 times 2 equals 8, which would be the same as if you were counting square units inside. As you can see, there's 8 also. That being said, you can use square units to find the area of a rectangle. How? Counting the square units inside of the rectangle, or multiplying the length. For example, in this rectangle is 2, and the width, which in this rectangle is 3. And when you multiply 3 times 2, or 2 times 3, it equals 6. Okay? Now let's look at this rectangle right here as an example. Okay? Let's find the area of this rectangle that has a width of 5 centimeters and a length of 7 centimeters. When you multiply 5 times 7, it equals 35. So the area of this rectangle is 35. But 35 what? Centimeters. No, no, no. Let's remember that the area, you need to say square centimeters. Is measured in square centimeters. Okay, so the area of this rectangle is 35 square centimeters, and it would be the same as if you were using any other unit. For example, if it was inches, you would be saying square inches. If it was meters, you would be saying square meters. Okay, so it doesn't matter the unit, but you always have to know that the area is measured in square units. Okay. All right, so now you can pause this video so that you can find the area of these four rectangles right here. Now that you know that the area, you can find it by multiplying the length times the width. I know you can easily do that, but you have to keep in mind your multiplication facts, okay? It's very important that you know your multiplication facts, or that you have multiplication tables next to you, so that you can find the multiplication facts easily while you are learning or memorizing your multiplication facts. Okay, all right, so when you're done, I'll be here and we can check the results of the area of these rectangles. Okay, ready? Okay, so let's find the first one. The first one, you needed to multiply 3 times 2, which is the length times the width, or 2 times 3, which would equal 6. Did you get that correct? Nice. Okay, so let's do the next one. On the bottom, 4 times 6 equals 24 square centimeters. Never forget to say that, right? Did you get it correct? Awesome. Now the next one is 6 times 8, this one on top, which would equal 48 square centimeters. All right? And the last one, you needed to multiply 5 times 4, which would equal 20 square centimeters. Awesome! That was good stuff, guys. Okay? So let's move on to the next one. Let's review what perimeter is. Now, let's remember that perimeter is the addition of all the sides of the shape. So let's look at this shape. And although I know that we are just looking at the area and perimeter of rectangles, I know that the perimeter is going to be the same for any other shape. Okay, so right here, as you can see, we have a hexagon. How do I know that I have a hexagon? Because this figure has 6 sides. Okay, polygons that have 6 sides are hexagons. Okay, now this hexagon has sides that are of 3 inches, all of them. Okay, so this would be different than a rectangle, because in a rectangle there's 2 long sides and 2 short sides, and they can never measure the same because the length is longer than the width. That clear? All right. But in this occasion, or in this case, all the sides are the same measure. Okay, that means that all the sides are 3 inches. If all the sides are 3 inches, all you need to do is add 3 6 times. Okay, and you can say 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 18. But since all these sides are the same, you can also multiply 3 times 6, because it's 6 sides that are 3 inches. Okay, this would only be like this for polygons or shapes that their size measure the same. If they don't measure the same, then you can't multiply. All right? That clear? Okay. But all you need to know is that perimeter is the addition of all the sides. Okay? So let's just focus on adding all the sides of the shape. And that's it. Now, what's the difference between perimeter and area? Well, that perimeter is the distance around the figure. Okay, so you're just adding all the measurements of all the sides. But area is the space that's inside the figure and is measured in square units. Perimeter is not measured in square units, but area is. Okay? Let's practice. Let's find the perimeter of this rectangle. Now, this is tricky because they're only giving us 2 measurements, the length and the width. But if I need to add all the sides and I don't have the other ones, all I need to know is that this measurement right here on top is the same as the one on the bottom. They're the same side, which means that this side on the bottom would be 5 centimeters also. And the side of this side here, the length, is going to be the same as this one, because they are the same side or the same measurements. Okay, so then I know that it would be 3 centimeters. Now that I know that, I can add all of the sides. I can say 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, or I can say 5 plus 5 and 3 plus 3, okay? Or 3 plus 3 and 5 plus 5. It doesn't matter how you order it. But if you add all the sides, you're going to find the perimeter. Or you can multiply the 2 ones that are the same times 2, because there's 2 of them, 3 times 2. And then the 2 ones on the top and the bottom, which are the same, times 2 because there's two of them. And then after you find the fats, the multiplication, what do you do with the results is you add them together, which would be 10 plus 6 equals 16, and it would be the same results. Okay, so however you want to find the perimeter, if you want to add all the sides or multiply by 2 the sides that are equal and then add them all together, those are two of the ways that you can find perimeter. Now, your job is going to be to find the perimeter of these shapes, okay? Remember, perimeter is found by adding the sides, all the sides of the shape together, all right? It doesn't matter how the shape is, you're just adding, okay? So, good luck and good job. Bye bye.